Hello and welcome to Money and Me Mastery Series. Here we reveal how money blocking stories unlock the gateway to happiness, wealth, and freedom. I'm your host, Angela Dumas, and we are interviewing people for this beautiful online show where we get to talk about money in a way that is digestible so you can hear other people's stories and what has helped them to be successful, what even was in the way for them, and how they managed to get through it. Maybe even the turning points, right? These things are so important for us to get our heads around because we can see that we're really like everyone else, one way or another, right? So we're going to be talking to beautiful Rebecca Whitman today, and she is a success mentor, graduate with honors from Princeton University, and author of the book, How to Make a Six-Figure Income Working Part-Time. She hosts the Balanced, Beautiful, Abundant podcast, and she has been a top producing salesperson in every industry from automotive, health, beauty, and the performing arts. She's trained and managed sales teams to record-breaking success. Rebecca has also acted in television, film, and commercials. She has studied with some of the great spiritual teachers of our time, like Marianne Williamson, Abraham Hicks, and Michael Beckwith, to name a few. And in her workshops and coaching, Rebecca combines metaphysical teachings, 12-step recovery, and business savvy to help people get extraordinary results. Her philosophy divides life into 7 pillars of abundance, which include spiritual, physical, emotional, romantic, mental, social, and financial. She helps people achieve balance within these 7 areas so they can experience more fun and freedom in life. And that is exactly what we're here to do today. Experience those things. Welcome, welcome, welcome.
Thank you so much, Angela. I'm excited to be here.
You are you've been an angel in this and such a fast responder. When I needed a little assistance, you jumped right in. It says a lot about a person. So let's kind of dig in a little bit or dive into what was it that you learned when you were growing up about money and how did that affect you into adulthood?
I learned that you have to work really hard. My dad was a complete overachiever. He graduated high school at 16, college at 18, and medical school at 20. He had to wait a year to practice medicine because he had to be 21 to be a doctor. So I just was taught you have to be an overachiever and work really hard to be successful.
Wow. Well, it looks like you've done a lot, right? Quite frankly, it's kind of from your introduction, it's not like you have like a small, tiny little world. Yeah. Right. So, um, that said, like, was there something that happened that kept that going for you or shifted it into a place where you knew that there needed to be some balance?
Well, I tried doing it the way that most Americans do, work hard, play hard. And I was in my 20s working in a network marketing company in Manhattan, and I was overweight. I didn't have any time to date. I didn't have any time to work out. I didn't have any spiritual practices. And I was just completely obsessed with money. And I wasn't even making that much money. So what happened was I just said, you know what, life is too short. I'm going to move to LA and pursue my dream of being an actress. And I had to have a flexible schedule so I could be open for last minute auditions. And then I cultivated all these other areas while doing my regular type of sales, all commission sales. And I started to miraculously make 6 figures by working less and just having a completely balanced life and those 7 key pillars that you mentioned.
Well, that is pretty much the first, I'm not sure anyone else has said that this time. Most people learned you got to work hard, and everyone says you got to work hard. And I do understand that sometimes we just have to do things that take more time, but there's really something to relaxing into your life more and allowing it to kind of, I'm not saying sit on your haunches and do nothing, but there is something to be said for that balance. Like you said, accessing those 7 pillars and spreading that out, because it becomes more of a trust thing. Then, you can allow that universe to come and sweep you up behind and kind of take you where you're supposed to land. So, is your work ethic still pretty it feels to me like you still have a pretty strong way of working, even
Yeah.
though you're really grounded, right?
Yeah, I am definitely not like lazy. Every minute is scheduled, but it's balanced. So it's my, my morning practice or my workout, or I schedule in socializing with friends. So I'm not like sitting back and watching TV. I probably watch an hour of TV a week, if that. It's more whatever I'm doing, I'm completely present. So I have my focus time and my play time, and I set up my week so that I can hit all 7 areas. And it just works because when I'm doing my self-care first and I'm giving from a full cup, I'm better at sales. I'm better in my romantic relationships. I'm better at my friendships. I'm better at my social media posting. So it all to me stems from taking care of myself first.
That is it. And evidently, this is the exact way that you serve your community, serve the people that you work with, is this thing that you have learned has become your superpower. And that tends to be what we then do in our purpose. Um, so you just kind of talked about things that you do for self-care. What are 3 things that you do to manage your mind when negativity starts creeping into your awareness?
Well, I think that gratitude is the secret sauce for a happy life. So when I feel myself getting into negative thoughts, I will write a gratitude list. And then I go one step further, Angela, and I write a surrender list because I have anxiety. It's like free floating thoughts in my head that are just like chewing up my mind. So if I get it down on the paper and write, I surrender, then it's like takes away the power. And then I just give it away. You can give it away to whatever your God is. I just use the regular word God. To me, God is love. So I just give it to God, my gratitude and my surrender. And then that really clears up my mind. So that's one thing. The other thing that I like to do is listen to something positive. There's so much content out there, like my podcast, The Balanced, Beautiful, Abundant Show. You can catch it on iTunes or Spotify or even on YouTube. There's so many podcasts, there's YouTube videos. I love Abraham Hicks. So I like starting my morning off with Abraham Hicks before my mind starts to run away with me. And it's all about what I teach, the law of attraction, and just kind of like creating with ease and grace rather than pushing. So that's 2, listening to something positive. And the third thing is to stretch my body, because when I have negativity in my body, it creates stress. So that means my muscles are tensing up. So I don't want to hold that stress in my body. So I will do 10 minutes of yoga or stretching. There's great playlists on yoga videos that are like 10 minutes or less. So I recommend stretching your body and not holding that negativity in your body, and like creating some space in your muscles.
Great. So that sounds to me like a good recipe for what someone can do during tough times to help them remain balanced and in that space of self-care as kind of number one. I know people say, I can't do self-care all the time, but I think you and I differ on that. Yeah. I mean, we agree with that it's not that way. I said that wrong.
Yeah, I mean, it's not all the time, but it comes first, and that's women were taught to put everyone else first and take care of the husband, take care of the kids, take care of the house. And then it was considered selfish to do any kind of self-care. And now in this post-feminist era, women are finally realizing that they do get to take care of themselves first, and they will manifest more money. I know it's so counterintuitive because we're taught from when we're in school, right? The kids who get the A's are going to make the most money, and the kids that get the D's and the F's are going to work for the kids who get the A's. So we're taught that the people who work the hardest will make the most money. But in my personal experience, that's not how it works.
Agreed. That's what I meant to say before. It is, for me, it is the same. And it is also for a lot of people who do things in this way, we have realized that. And I used to just work myself to death and like worry about money. So that brings us to a new question. Has the voice of money ever guided you along your journey that you are aware of?
I don't call it the voice of money. I call it the voice of my intuition or my higher power. It's the same. Like to me, abundance isn't just money. It's love, it's health, it's vitality, it's everything that all seven pillars. You can be abundant in your social life and have a great group of friends. You can be abundant in your mental life and be constantly learning and expanding. Like the people who are listening to this wonderful summit, they're abundant right now in their mental life because you're providing great content, Angela. So I hear that voice as not the voice of money, but just the still small voice, once again, of God or my higher power. And I do get downloads all the time telling me, call this person. And sometimes I don't listen to it because I'm like distracted, and then it'll come up again, call this person. And that's the person. It might not be the person that leads me to my next sale or my next client or my next business venture, but I just listen to that voice and maybe they introduce me to someone. So yeah, I do have a voice that's always guiding me along my path toward more abundance.
Is a really great answer. The reason I ask this, this might actually need to be for a different show, because there's actually a way to talk to money, which is your higher self, but it can actually literally be like your advisor about everything in life. So that's why I ask. And I think you're the only only person who's asked this question. Maybe one other person. So I love your answer. So this voice is something that continues to guide you in everything that you do. That's what you're basically saying. Yes.
Yeah, I mean, it guided me to be on this summit, and that's why I responded so quickly. So I believe that the more in touch you get with this voice, you will get a strong yes or a strong no. And if it's a maybe, you walk away. So if it lights up and it's, a heck yes, then you go for it. If it's a heck no, you walk away, and you walk away from the heck maybes. You don't waste a lot of time contemplating and reevaluating and ruminating on stuff because that causes stress.
I love that. Walk away from the heck maybe, because if you do walk away, it'll either light up or not. You'll
Yeah.
either leave or it'll call you back in. So that is excellent advice. Everyone, I hope you wrote that down. Walk away from the heck no and the heck maybe. Don't waste your time. There's no time. Time is the worst thing to waste. So if your money was stripped from you right now, poof, it was just like ripped right away, what would be the first three things that you would do?
Wow, I would sell all my jewelry and then my mom's fur coats. No, I'm just kidding. I would find a network marketing company because 1 out of 4 self-made millionaires come from network marketing. I would find a product that I can get excited about, which I'm actually in one now where it's health and fitness, and I'm excited. And so literally I would find a product. Most network marketing companies are only a couple bucks to join, and I would start promoting it on my social media. So those are a couple things I would do to start rebuilding and to make money again. And then I would probably, just so I could pay my bills. I'm not about like burning bridges and living in your car. I like comfort. So I would probably get just a menial job, like, at a Starbucks or, working for e-cart or delivering pizza or anything. I would humble myself just to get any kind of a job, just to get a little bit of cash flow coming in while I started building my own business in network marketing. So that's what I would do.
Yeah, you're looking at multiple avenues, and then you converge them until you can finally do the one groove that you just get into, right?
Right.
Yeah.
I'm a huge believer in multiple income streams because you never know when there's going to be some catastrophe and one income stream is going to dry up, and you want to have at least 5 other income streams coming in at all the time.
So for those people who only have one, what would you tell them now would help them navigate this particular climate more easily?
To find something that they can promote online that they can get excited about. So if we ever do go back into lockdown, they can sit there and make money from their computer. So whatever that is, it could be network marketing, it could be e-trade, it could be, selling stuff on eBay, whatever you can do. I think the whole world is pivoting to online commerce. So people can sit at home and still make money and not have to get in the car and go to rush hour traffic and, go to their office. Like that is dying. And there's a whole new economy reinventing itself, and it's all about online commerce.
Yeah. So with regards to money, there's that saying, how you do one thing is how you do everything. Um, do you believe that how you do money is how you do everything?
Yeah,
Could that be the same
I,
category?
I do. I believe that if you're stingy with your money, you're going to be stingy with your heart. You're going to be stingy with your sharing your mental contribution. You're going to be stingy with your time. Now, I'm not talking about not being a good steward of money too. Some people have doormat syndrome where they give away all their money and they give away all their time and they give away all their ideas, and then they're stuck with nothing. It's about moderation, but yes, how you do one thing is how you do everything, in my opinion, with money and everything else. And usually money and love are very connected. So if you look at your romantic life and you look at your financial life, they're usually good or bad at the same time.
Mhm. Yeah, it's really about the conditioning of our inner value, right? And that's one of the reasons that I wanted to bring this to people, was to help them raise their inner value, to elevate their inner state, so to speak. Because even if you're a seasoned entrepreneur, there's usually some kind of ceiling or wall that you bump into, and it's still going to be part of where you're still afraid or worried or concerned. And we want to help you guys remember that the universe has your back, so you can relax into your body a little bit more, right? Kind of like what Rebecca was saying. So, well, you answer questions like laser beam. So,
I'm fast. Like,
love.
that's why I respond to emails fast. Money loves speed. So I work at a very fast speed, Angela, and how I think, how I talk, how I respond.
Yeah.
I like going fast. It's more fun. It's how I like to go through life.
Yeah, you're just like, boom. So for the benefit of the viewers, what glowing piece of wisdom can you impart about self-care? Like, you talked about how you take care of yourself within the scheme of your work-life balance, but what would you say that was the most important thing for someone right now around self-care?
I would say the most important thing is to plan your day around your exercise instead of the other way around. Most people say, oh, they plan their day and then like, oh, darn, I don't have time to exercise because my day is already planned. But if you plan your exercise first and then build your schedule around that, then you make sure to get your exercise in, because health is the new wealth. And health is our number one resource. I know you were so kind and confided with me about your health scare that you got through. It's like you could have all the money in the world, but if you don't have your health, you don't have anything. So I would say to definitely schedule your day around your exercise and try to exercise 3 to 5 times a week and put that in your schedule. It's so, so, so important. People think I don't have the energy to exercise, but if you exercise in the morning, I find that exercise gives me more energy and more vitality to create more income and more opportunities during the day.
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm. Even if it's taking a walk or jumping up and down on your, little rebounder or whatever it is, or even adding your spiritual practice in the morning with it. Some people, you could do it together kind of sometimes. It depends, but I love that. I think it's really great for people to get such great, fast information. I love it. You're literally,
Go ahead.
No, go ahead. You're just making
No,
me
no,
laugh. You're
I
adorable.
don't want to interrupt a compliment. I love compliments.
That's a great thing to write down. Receive your compliments. Everyone receive the compliment. You are amazing. Okay, so I just have one more question for you, at
Yeah.
least for now. Do you have a specific technique that you immediately lean into and implement if you get emotionally triggered, that can kind of flip you right out of a funk and back into your flow?
Breath. So one of the spiritual teachers that I study with says your mind controls your body, but your breath controls your mind. So if you are getting runaway thoughts where your mind starts spiraling and going down a negative pathway, take a deep, deliberate breath 3 is even better. Just take 3 deep, deliberate breaths. Feel your body, feel your feet, feel the temperature of the room. Get grounded back in reality, because our mind, our thoughts are not a reality. We're right here, right now. And as long as we have our next breath, that means we're going to be okay, that we're living, that we're breathing. We can start our day over. We can start our life over with that breath. And that breath is the most important thing. So if you find yourself triggered, take a deep, deliberate breath, 3 if needed.
That's great. It's so simple, and people love to skip over simple. It's the same thing that they kind of skip over not listening to that first intuitive hit. The second is not the deal. It's the first one. And this breath, it's right here. It's free. You can do it at any time, but think of Rebecca when you're doing it. Just think, Rebecca said to, right? And when you breathe like that, what you're doing is you're taking your focus out of the, the swirly and into the center, and you can bring that down. Beautiful. So is there anything that you'd love to share or let someone know just because you're compelled to in this very moment?
Find your joy in every day. So I know we're going through challenging times. There's a lot of turmoil happening with, the pandemic and the politics and all the different things. That doesn't mean you have to be unhappy, because we're going through stuff. So by us being unhappy, we're not going to change the world. We're not going to manifest the money that we want. We're not going to find our soulmate. We're not going to get in our best physical shape and be healthy and vital by being upset all the time. It doesn't serve anyone. So find something every day that brings you joy. I don't care if it's dancing around and having a dance party. I don't care if it's working out or meditating or doing yoga or making your favorite green smoothie or something funny. There's so much funny content on Netflix and Hulu. Just do something every day that brings you joy, because when you're happy, you will create more of everything you want.
That's the ticket. So you started out with gratitude, balance, breath, find happiness. And then there was a whole bunch of other stuff, and I'm sure you're all taking notes wildly. It's been such a fun interview to talk to you. You really are very vibrant and alive, which kind of means the same thing, but I like saying both words. I also feel, I feel a lot from other people. So it kind of comes through me, your energy, right? And so I'm sure that everyone is just receiving that right now. And I'd love to ask you about your free gift that you are bestowing upon the viewers.
Absolutely. So I am offering 3 30-minute life strategy calls. We can look at which areas of life are working and which areas of life are not working. We rarely have all 7 areas at a level 10. There's usually a couple at a level 10 and a couple that are a little deficient. So I'd love to pick one of those areas that is not at a level 10 and give you a 30-minute strategy call on how to get it to a level 10. And I'll be including the link to book that free strategy call in the notes.
Yes, you will get that. You already have it. If you're seeing this now, you got that in. Go just to your daily email today, and you're going to see Rebecca Whitman, her interview, what we're doing right here, a little bit more about her, her free gift link. It's all there for you. So thank you again so much for, it takes a minute to do this. Evidently for you, it only takes a minute. For other people, the word minute is a more expansive time, like period. But yeah, you're just like, yep, yep, yep. And I love it. So take note on that, everybody. Really notice how she answers. It's clear, it's crisp. She's there. Boom, bum. I can feel it. Receive, receive. So anyway, I can't wait to talk to you again soon. I so appreciate your connection, and you have been a dreamboat to come aboard so quickly. Thank you for everything.
Thank you so much, Angela. Thank you for all the people listening. I'm so excited for you to get this wonderful information from Angela and all the great speakers that she has lined up. So thanks everyone for joining us.